Hey folks, this is Cody with Big Mama's Barbecue. We got something special for you today. We're making pub style pulled pork. Be sure to stick around. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna inject this butt here. I use disposable injectors and stuff. You can get these at your nearest feed store or whatever, farm supply store. I like these. I use them, throw them away. They got the smaller needles on them. But what we have here is I made up some injection here. I use 12 ounces of apple juice and 2 tablespoons of Cosmo Q original pork injection, as well as 2 tablespoons of Heath Ryle's pork injection and brine mixture. And I put in a teaspoon of hot sauce and blended it all together. So that's what we're gonna inject this with here, is this mixture. We're just gonna come down in here and inject it all over the place, work a grid pattern. And what I like about these fine needles like this is it doesn't leave all the track marks, potential track marks that you can get through meat with some injections and bigger needles. Takes longer to inject using these little disposables like this, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna get this butt injected over here all throughout the butt. Just running a grid pattern like this every ½ inch or so. Get some injection down in there. We'll come back as soon as I'm done injecting this butt. All right, we got this pork butt here completely injected. I'm gonna let this rest in the refrigerator uncovered like this for about an hour. That way the meat can settle out and the injection can kind of do its magic inside the meat. After an hour, we're gonna come back and we're gonna rub it down with our new pub rub that we got here. Just threw this in one of our new shakers or whatever, our small shakers. I will put a link in the description to where you can get all of our rubs and sauces. But after an hour in the refrigerator resting, we're gonna come back, rub it down with this, and then get it out on the pittboss pellet smoker. All right, so we let this butt rest for about an hour in the refrigerator. Took it out, got it on the cutting board here. I'm putting this fat side down, so when you're putting your meat fat side down, I don't care what the whole debate is, fat side up, fat side down, put the fat on a brisket or butt or whatever you're cooking towards the heat source. That way you can help render out the fat and protect the meat underneath. If you're using a stick burner, the straight draw across it, always put fat up because the heat's gonna come straight over the rack, up and over it, and out through the smokestack. I'm using a pittboss Series 5, Copperhead Series 5 smoker today to do this. The heat source comes right dead center in the bottom up towards the top, so I'm putting it fat side down. Now that I'm putting this fat side down, this is my non-presentation side, so I'm gonna actually season this side first, because if the rub gets off of it or whatever, so be it. But we're gonna come in here with the pub rub. Be sure to get the sides all around and everything. Top, all around. Pick it up, get the sides. Always get your sides, because every part is all about the bark. When it gets off, you can go ahead and pick it up after you get the whole thing seasoned. Get all these sides rubbed down. Oy. Come over here and get your presentation side. Now, you might have noticed with this butt, I haven't done anything for trimming on it. All I did is go through and check on some glands. If there was any glands on there, I removed them that the factory missed. Some fat or pieces of bone, if there was any on there, that's all I did was remove that stuff. Can remove the other stuff later on. Most of this fat's gonna render out anyways. I'm not really worried about it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this rest on the counter here. Usually fire up the smoker and get it up to temp. Let your butt rest on there until you get the smoker up to temp. I got the smoker fired up now, so I'm just gonna let this rest for about 15 minutes on the counter to tack up the rub a little bit. And I'll bring you back when we get this on the smoker. All right, so we're gonna get this butt here on the smoker. Get it opened up here. Put this thing fat side down, money muscle side in. Just right dead center of the smoker. We're gonna let this thing run at 275 degrees for about 3 hours, and then we're gonna come out, check on it, give it a little spritz if we need to. Otherwise, I'll see you when we come back to check on it in about 3 hours. All right, y'all, it's been 3 hours. We're coming in here to check on this thing. It's looking pretty good. I got some nice fat rendering going on here. Bark's starting to firm up. I'm gonna let it go for another hour and then come back and check it out. Stay tuned. All right, it's been about an hour. Give it another check here. Sounds like we're gonna have to get some water in the water pan. Got some nice fat rendering going on here. Put some more water down in this water pan here. It's starting to run a little dry. As we can see, the bark's really starting to set in here. The fat's starting to render out in some of these spots here. Starting to get a little bit of drawback on the bone. I'm gonna give it about another 30 minutes and I'm gonna come take it off and bring it in the house to wrap it. All right, so we brought this bud in off the smoker. It's ready to wrap at this point. It's got the color I want. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over top of it with some butter, just a little piece of butter like that. I'm gonna come over with some Blues Hog Tennessee Red. Nice little drizzle that over top, nothing major. And then I'm gonna come over top with some bourbon maple syrup. Nice little drizzle of that for a little bit of that pubby sweetness. And then we're gonna come over top with our sweet heat. Now our sweet heat, like I said earlier, I'll have a link in the description for all of our rubs and sauces. And we'll just come over top like that. And we're gonna wrap up with the foil here. And we're double wrapping it with foil to help protect us from any spillage or anything like that. Get it as tight as you can. Got this thing wrapped up. We're gonna get it back out on the smoker, let it go until for at least 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours before I check on it. I want an internal temperature of at least 195 to 203 degrees on that. And as per usual, when the meat probe goes through like butter on it. So I will bring you all back after we get this on the smoker and we check it in a couple hours. Hour and a half to 2 hours. Stick around. All right, y'all, it's been a couple hours. Figured I'd come out and give it a check, see where we're at. She's ready to go. I'm gonna take her off and wrap her up and put her in the oven on 140 degrees overnight and let her rest for about 12 hours before we bust into her. All right, y'all. We let this pork butt rest overnight. Let's bust into this thing here. Got a bunch of juices in here. This thing is looking phenomenal. Now, to tell that this thing is done and done right, what you want to do is you want to grab a hold of this blade bone right here and give it a nice little wiggle pull on out. Should come out clean as clean can be. Set that off to the side. We'll come over here, pull this butt out. That's all it wants to do is just fall apart on us. That thing out there. Move these juices off to the side over here. Now, like Chris Lilly says, all you gotta do is just give it a mush. Like that. And that's when you know that pork is cooked to perfection. Give it a nice little mush here. All the juices that are in here, everything. Let's come on in here over on one of them money muscle pieces here. Give it a nice taste. Phenomenal. Now, My favorite thing to do with my barbecue is I like to make what I call, some people call them Texas style tacos, I call them pub style tacos. And what we do is we take some white bread here, take some of this pulled pork, brisket, whatever it is you got, put it on in here, some white onion, a little bit of our sweet heat barbecue sauce, give it a nice little drizzle right over top. Come on in. Now, if y'all want to purchase our rubs or sauces, anything like that, I'll have a link down in the description. We do ship anywhere in the United States right now currently. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got plenty of videos coming out, at least one video a week, sometimes 2, 3 of them, depending on how I'm feeling, but at least one video a week. Be sure to share with all your friends and everything. When we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, we're going to be doing a big giveaway. We're giving away one of every one of our rubs, one of every one of our sauces, a shirt, and some other fantastic prizes in there that aren't yet mentioned or listed. They're going to be a surprise for y'all. So stick around for more great barbecue videos.